I've been looking forward to this since 2.5 Men.
Oh my God.
Where you were alongside Lex Luthor.
That's right.
Yeah, Elastigirl married Lex Luthor. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that insane?
I know.
That is a twisted alternate universe, isn't it?
It's the multiverse.
Somewhere in the multiverse.
Yeah, somewhere in the multiverse. That's great.
Big year for Rita last year because she I wrote this whole thing about it on the DC site, because there was that whole thing about the hammer and the nail, and I was like, yeah, Rita was like the nail the whole time, and then she became the hammer.
Yeah.
And talk about her time, going back in time and how that changed her, and what that means for her this season.
So Rita went back in time, and then she found that she had the love of her life, and then Madame Rouge killed the love of her life. So I think there was this huge evolution with Rita coming, her heart got cracked open because she realized that someone truly loved her for who she was. And because she's so insecure and never got that in her life, her childhood was constantly looking for that approval. To lose it was a really devastating thing, and then to have to work with the person who killed I'm looking at her right now, who killed the love of your life, she grows exponentially because she has to deal with this, and this person is in her face constantly. So in the beginning she starts to punish her, and then eventually they come to forgive each other, and there's this really lovely scene where they're drunk and then they walk through a portal and time travel into another dimension, and all is forgiven for them. Yeah, so Rita's growing all the time, and I think in the arc of season 4 you'll see that she is becoming what is the word, more caring and honorable and more of a whole person than anyone in the Doom Patrol. Yeah, you'll see. She surpasses our greatest expectations. Yeah.
So would you say essentially Rita has become the de facto leader?
Yes.
And will we see her kind of embrace that a lot more?
Yes. Yeah, she'll become the de facto leader. And then because she takes the role so seriously, she ends up pushing the Doom Patrol away. She doesn't realize it, but because she's here's your code name, and you have to do things a certain way because it's so important to her, it pushes them away. And then she feels very ostracized and heartbroken. And then a few things happen, and then she steps into the role again and really becomes the leader I think that she always wanted to be. Yeah.
She's had such an amazing arc on the show.
Yeah.
What's that like for you playing that?
It's great. It's incredible because you get to you start with this one shape of a character, vapid, shallow, narcissistic, and then the writers bring so many colors and hurdles that you have to go through that I feel like I've grown with her. At first it was very I can use all my insecurities, and now she's growing. She actually is facing her insecurities and becoming a leader and a really solid person. And so that you spend 15 hours a day shooting and putting this energy in your body, that it kind of leads into my life as well. So it's a great ride. Yeah, it's really, I'm very happy with how season 4 ended this year. I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
So they've told us almost nothing about the season 4 plot. But can you tease a little bit about what challenges the Doom Patrol faces as a team this season?
Well, we do travel into the future, and we desperately want to change the future because it is not what we thought it would be. And so, as you can imagine, we try to go back in time and right our wrongs, and what ends up happening is we make it worse. That's what we do. That's the show. And there are butts this season, more butts, more sex ghosts. We have a fabulous, I don't know if anybody's mentioned, we have an amazing musical episode this year where everyone sings and dances in an alternate universe. I don't even know how many universes we travel to this year. Like, there's dimension upon dimension, and then time traveling, but somehow they string it together, and then there's this cohesive, lovely story about, you know, relationships and growth and you know, yeah, but it's, I mean, yeah, they told us not to tell any details, so it's hard to describe this wild ride without the details, but it's really very special, beautifully shot as always, and we lose some characters and we gain some characters this year, so it's, yeah, really beautiful. Yeah.
Any more Danny?
Danny, does Danny come?
Oh,
I don't know.
It's a banner.
I'm going to say yes, because you can't have a season without Danny.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Kids can't wait for Danny.
Yeah, Danny. Danny's got one more question.
Just this show it's so wild in the best ways possible. Is there anything when you were reading and working on season 4 where you were surprised because it's done so much? Is there anything just like, oh wow, this is going to be really fun to dive into, that you were excited to get the chance to explore, that just shocked you completely?
Oh, yes. I think one that Rita becomes a real leader. I think that was really exciting. Like, it wasn't just a fleeting moment. Like, she really transitions into the person that she wants to be. I think that was really beautifully written, and the season is incredibly heartbreaking. It doesn't start off that way, but it evolves in that way. So in that sense, it was magnificent. It really is incredible. So I hope you watch it, because it's phenomenal. The heart of our show is 4 years of working together with these people and having such great creative writers. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
You got me in April, right?